You tell me Puff going away for a long time, bro, but do you not hear the of Meek Mill? Do you not hear all of the shake it off, take that.
Yeah.
They're both bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house fucking screaming to get away from them and their mental
things that would allow me to be able to say certain things like this.
Over the years, Jaguar W has carved a whole lane out of calling out big industry names. Diddy, Jay-Z, even Will Smith, saying the public only gets the PR-approved cut while the real stays locked behind VIP doors. She paints it like a members-only screening where the messy scenes never see daylight and fans only get the clean trailer while the raw footage stays hidden in the back room. And when Jaguar talks about Will, she doesn't sound like she's handing down a verdict. She sounds like she's cracking open a playbook. She hints that Will had ties to Diddy and what she calls that puffy camp energy from way back, framing it as industry vibes and Hollywood strategies, not verified facts. It's the kind of narrative she pushes. Shady behavior, secret rooms, familiar patterns.
He wanted to fight Will Smith over Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, man. We were at a birthday party that I think either Matt Damien was giving for Ben Affleck. It was just a little gathering. It was at the Four Seasons. Will Smith and his sister and her husband, we were all sitting on this side of the room. Matt Damien, Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, Puff, Will Smith, and Jada, and it was sitting on the other side of the room. So I know Puff so well that he stood up. When he stood up, he walked and did his arm some kind of way, like, and then he went like this, you know, like, and I went over towards him. I know to go over there towards him. So I go over towards him, and he said to me, he said, yo, I think Will and Jada is trying to scoop up Jennifer. I want you to stay close, because I'm gonna snuff him.
And it keeps trending because people swear they've seen this movie before and know the script by heart. Then she pulls Orlando Brown into the mix because lately he's been popping up saying he holds the keys to Will Smith's deepest, darkest secret. No receipts on the table, just loud claims, viral clips, and the timeline doing what it does best, turning a rumor into a whole campaign. If you've been clocking this for years, you already know this cycle isn't new. It's just louder every time it spins. Will's personal life has been internet fuel for a minute, and everything gets tossed in. Private choices, relationship chatter, sources, insiders, street talk, family tension, emotional strain, industry pressure, stirred up like it's confirmed even when it's not. That's where it gets risky, because once a story grabs people, it runs on momentum, not proof, and the machine keeps pushing even when the facts don't show up. It just needs momentum. Once that wave starts rolling, it doesn't slow down. And it's not just Will caught in these conversations anymore. Names like Brycer Gray and Justin Bieber get thrown in too. Usually they pop up when people start talking about the darker side of the entertainment world. Those exploitative setups where young stars turn into business assets instead of being seen as people. It's not about confirmed stories, but about the bigger talk, control, power, and how the game changes once fame starts paying bills instead of dreams. Jaguar doesn't stop there either. She drags Jada into it. She's claimed that Jada knew how certain circles in the industry move, even looping in names like Meek Mill to paint this massive picture where Hollywood protects its own. Everyone's got a role to play, and if you break character, you get shut out. At least that's the story she's been pushing. This is how she says the system works. This is why people stay silent. This is why the truth never comes out looking clean. And when the topic swings back to Brycer Gray, people can't help but say his image took a sharp turn. You've seen it online. His posts started targeting a very specific crowd, and the shift was so sudden that fans didn't know whether to scroll past or start watching closer. Some claim he wasn't always moving like that. There was a time he was married, trying to find peace, maybe hoping that settling down would quiet the noise inside, but whatever he was battling clearly didn't stay buried. Like he tried to lock in, build a calm life, and kill all that extra noise. But the way the story gets told online, it sounds like that plan didn't hold up for long. The tension in his marriage reportedly kept building until it all snapped, spilling out in public for everyone to watch and pick apart. People didn't just observe, they judged hard. Some even went as far as to allege serious domestic conflict, though nothing has ever been fully proven. Now that's not established fact. It's just the way corners of the internet like to frame it. Still, commentators say the chaos marked a major turning point in how he carried himself publicly. And of course, once the internet smells a story, it starts doing its favorite thing, connecting dots that might not even belong together. Suddenly, people start comparing him to Justin Bieber, pointing out what they claim are awkward or tense moments between Justin and Hailey in public.
He said a lot.
He said everything but the thing that was important. That he know that Will Smith, Jaden, he Bashir and he Pete Mills, and you know it, Bilal. He's kid who knew that your husband was doing things to boys and did stuff to your son, and you ain't doing about it. Bilal told me everything.
Their good friend who
Bilal told me, Jada. He told me that you knew Will was f***ing your child. Yes, he did. Wonder why he left.
Not confirmed abuse, not verified incidents, just what fans swear they notice in clips that get replayed non-stop until the vibe itself becomes the headline. A few months back, a short clip of Justin at a club blew up online, and the chatter wouldn't stop. Some said it was just alcohol, others blamed the wild party scene. But plenty of viewers acted like it was another sign that something wasn't right behind the scenes in his marriage. Once that kind of narrative starts, it grabs hold and refuses to let go. According to Jaguar, the root of that pressure might go way back to Justin's early career. She's claimed that decisions made back then, especially his alleged connection to Will Smith's guidance, were a serious mistake in her eyes. She says that moves shaped everything that came after. Again, those are her opinions, not proven facts. But in the online world, opinions travel fast and hit harder than truth ever does. And once that kind of conversation kicks off, it pulls everyone right back to those older public moments involving Will and his son. Because when people think they've spotted a pattern, they start digging up old clips like detectives on a mission. One moment that constantly gets replayed is from a 2013 interview during the After Earth promo run. Viewers back then called the vibe awkward, even uncomfortable. Jaden, who was a minor at the time, looked visibly uneasy in that clip, and critics later questioned whether the moment crossed a line. To be fair, there's never been any official finding of wrongdoing, but that hasn't stopped the footage from making the rounds again and again. Every few months, it resurfaces with people saying it highlights how blurred boundaries in Hollywood can turn into lifelong controversy. Back then, plenty of fans said Will's overly affectionate behavior toward his son didn't sit right with them, and that reaction never really disappeared. It just gets recycled every time the topic lights back up online. That's what makes it hit harder, because once the internet decides a clip is evidence, it stops being an old interview and becomes ammunition for the next wave of speculation.
Woman that's searching for something but has a man behind her that's complicit in all her acts because she's holding things over Will's head, so Will feel he has to be complicit.
What type of things is she holding over Will's head? Like, from the time you met Will was straight, right?
As far as I know, yes.
As far as you know?
Yes.
Heterosexual?
Yes.
Okay.
He ran through a lot of beautiful women and beautiful, absolutely.
So you was around when he met his first wife?
Yes. Well, I didn't live in LA, but I met Cherie because I would come to California quite often. And when I would come to I met Cherie. So yeah, I was around before they had Trey and everything. And she would be hanging, around at the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air set. Okay.
So is it, in your opinion, do you feel like Jada intentionally took Will from Sheree, or were they truly having problems?
Well, of course they were having problems, but once again, Jada was the woman that everybody wanted, and Will needed that validation to have that type of woman. Although Sheree was beautiful.
Yeah, she's beautiful. Yeah.
But Sheree wasn't doing no movies. All the big guys in Hollywood wasn't trying to, celebrities weren't trying to get at her. It was Jada. So Will was like, oh,
Jaguar kept that same energy when she jumped in and amplified claims tied to Bilal Salam. If you haven't been following, Bilal has been publicly described as someone who once worked closely with Will, someone who, by many accounts, had a long-running professional relationship within Will's circle, but according to public chatter, that connection reportedly fell apart over time. Now, the internet's twisting that fallout into fresh storylines, mixing real history with speculation until no one can tell where the truth ends and the rumors begin, and the tension, at least how it's being framed online, keeps circling right back to Jada. But this time, it's not just social media drama, it's moved into actual legal territory. Because in late 2025, Bilal Salam filed a $3 million lawsuit naming Jada Pinkett Smith, accusing her of intentional infliction of emotional distress. This isn't another rumor thread. It's a real court filing with paperwork to back it up. According to the documents, Bilal says everything traces back to 2021, around the time of Will's birthday celebration in September of that year. He claims that during that event, Jada confronted him publicly, in front of other people, and that things got tense real quick. He alleges that she warned him to stop talking about private matters and that her words carried what he described as the weight of a threat. Bilal also claims he was pushed to sign an NDA, but he refused. Now that's his account, exactly as it appears in the legal filing. Not a proven fact, not a court conclusion. Still, it's the kind of detailed, time-stamped claim that keeps the internet locked in, because it sounds specific enough to sound real. And that's all it takes for people to start picking sides. Then the story jumps to 2022, right after that unforgettable Oscars night when the world froze over the Will Smith and Chris Rock incident. Bilal says that after that moment, the energy behind the scenes changed dramatically. He claims he was asked to step in and help with PR cleanup for the Smith family, but he refused, saying the request crossed what he viewed as legal, ethical, and moral boundaries. And according to him, that's when the pressure started, non-stop, heavy, and calculated. He describes it like the fallout didn't just bruise reputations, it turned into a full-on campaign of control and silence. Things didn't just heat up, they escalated fast. Bilal claims the tension hit a whole new level once people started whispering that he was working on a tell-all memoir. Around that same time, he went public with some explosive statements about Will Smith's private life and alleged past relationships. None of it's been confirmed, and everyone named has strongly pushed back. But the internet doesn't care about court standards. Once claims like that go live, they don't expire. They live forever online. They get clipped, reposted, remixed, and treated like proof even when nothing's been proven.
Have you ever kissed your son on Thai television before?
You're not looking to kiss my son.
Can you kiss your son on Thai television?
I can kiss my son. Jaden, come on.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Oh my God, this is ridiculous.
Dude, come on.
You know I love him, Ellen. I love him.
Bilal also suggested that some of Will's past relationships ended because of what he called personal discoveries. Again, that's his version. Strictly allegations, not verified history. But he says those comments triggered new waves of legal pressure from Jada's side, like they wanted to shut it all down before it spread further. Still, Bilal didn't act like he was backing off. He showed up on Tasha K's platform more than once, talking like he was ready to come back again with paperwork in hand, basically sending a message. If this turns legal, I'm not walking in empty-handed. In his narrative, this isn't one guy ranting, it's a pressure cooker ready to blow. He keeps framing it like more voices are lining up, more sides of the story are bubbling up, and the picture just keeps getting bigger and messier. And just when people thought it couldn't get wilder, another name slid right back into the mix, Gene Deal. Diddy's former bodyguard, who's built a reputation off interviews where he claims Diddy and Will Smith were often spotted in the same circles, same events, same late-night party spaces. He's described those environments as wild, excessive, and off the books. And with Gene speaking again, it feels like the old controversies just found new fuel to keep burning. Gene doesn't frame his stories like hard evidence. He frames them like first-hand memories. He basically says, I was there. I know what kind of rooms these were. He paints the picture like someone who saw the inner circles up close. And according to him, things eventually got tense after a situation involving Jennifer Lopez. He suggests it all started as a misunderstanding. Lines got crossed, boundaries got pushed, and egos clashed behind closed doors.
Caught Will in bed with Benny Medina. So, yeah, Benny Medina. Benny Medina is who the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is based off, and he's a big talent manager. He had J-Lo, Puffy, a bunch of other. He had Will at one point, and he's a known.
He even goes further, implying that Will and Jada were trying to set up certain social situations that made people uneasy. Again, those are Gene's claims, not confirmed facts. But when you line them up next to Bilal's lawsuit, Jaguar's commentary, and Orlando Brown's viral statements, it starts looking like a full-blown storm brewing online, because the public already has a major reference point, the infamous entanglement with August Alsina. Critics say that moment completely flipped how people looked at Will and Jada's marriage. It cracked the door open, and since then, every new rumor doesn't land like random gossip. It lands like the next chapter in a never-ending story. So when people online start saying that the legal drama could stretch deep into 2026, that's not based on an official court calendar. It's just the internet reading the energy and watching the momentum. More claims, more filings, more interviews, and a narrative that just won't die. And now, word on the street says Orlando Brown might be gearing up to drop even more shocking claims soon. Again, it's just talk, not verified proof. But when someone says, "I've got keys," the internet locks in like it's waiting for a countdown. Every post, every clip becomes a breadcrumb for what people think is coming next. Then the conversation flips again, right back to the Smiths' relationship setup, because they've already spoken publicly about having a non-traditional relationship, and that admission alone gives the internet endless room to speculate. Every time they open up, people twist it into new angles, and street talk fills in every blank space with wild theories, connecting dots that might not even exist. Now the street talk is going even deeper. People online keep pushing wild claims about who Will is really connected with behind the scenes. None of it's confirmed, not even close. But that doesn't stop the debates from running nonstop. Every new clip, every blurry moment gets treated like hard proof, whether it actually means anything or not. You can see it all play out in the comments, where everyone suddenly becomes a detective with theories. One person dropped, "Will's been doing this in plain sight. People just can't tell the actor apart from the real man."
Is in the middle of a thing, namely a big legal thing, because according to someone, Jada threatened to put a bullet in them. Someone who is a close friend of Will's. Bilal Salam says that he and Will have been very close friends for a long time. He's worked with him on several projects, but something went south between Bilal and Jada back in 2021. And now Bilal has filed a $3 million lawsuit against Jada, claiming that she basically threatened.
Another claimed he's allegedly caused tension in other relationships, and then they pulled Jaden into it too. Some users flipped the script, saying people call him the problem instead of asking why he might have felt the way he did. Again, these are opinions, not verified claims, but they show just how split the public is when it comes to the Smith family. And because the internet never knows when to stop, it keeps digging deeper. Now, some are speculating that if Jada really knew about certain family struggles, it might explain why Jaden once talked about wanting independence so early on. But that's all online theory. Nothing confirmed, no verified evidence, and definitely no wrongdoing proven anywhere. Still, internet forums twist old interviews, quotes, and family moments into something way bigger than they were ever meant to be. In gossip culture, questions don't stay as questions for long. They turn into facts people start swearing by, even when the proof just isn't there.
On video and camera and audio, I'm not, trying to condone what it sounds like when, Meek Mill getting in that. You know what I'm saying? On camera, on video. I'm not trying to get, all in between the business of, Reginald Bill Johnson getting in that. And all that other But what I'm talking about is some real gangster and some real G is, you wanted that dick in your You wanted that dick in your ass. You wanted that extra $1 million or whatever the case may be, and you can't blame the person that gave it to you. And that's Puff. Puff like the.
Others online claim Will's private life was an open secret back in the day, saying there was nothing surprising about who he spent time with or how he moved. But let's be real, Those are just rumors, recycled street stories and whispers that have never been backed by solid proof. Still, people can't stop debating it, and every new post just keeps the fire burning. So now it's your turn. What do you think? Is there real smoke coming from deep inside the industry, or is the internet just stitching random clips and old quotes into a storyline that never had evidence to begin with? Because that's the mystery everyone's chasing right now. And here's the big question. If someone files actual paperwork and then multiple voices start telling similar stories, at what point does gossip stop being gossip and start looking like something more? Think about that. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like, tap subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. This story isn't slowing down. It's getting louder by the day. So stay locked in, because whatever's coming next might just flip the whole conversation. Like, share, subscribe, and drop your take below.